everybody, I hope you're having a nice day. So today Poppy and I are here to show you our makes in a very cold shop. So I'm in the classroom because I think this will be better light and also give me enough space to stand back so that you can see what I'm wearing. But it's very cold over here. So when we get in the mornings, you've got to turn all the heating on. We don't have timers, so it can't come on until you're in, which is kind of like a safety measure, because that's having a fabric shop. One of the biggest fears is that an iron or something will be left on, or a radiator, and fabric will be leaning against it and there'll be a fire. So we suffer as a result because we're really cold in the mornings. So yeah, the thought of getting changed into different clothes is like, woo! But yeah, so I'm using my hot water bottle, Poppy, to keep me warm, hey? And Poppy, you'll see, has a harness on. I have not done this yet with Poppy ever, but I met Heather from Closet Case Patterns when she was last over, and we had a little picnic, and then we walked Poppy and she was like, you need to get a harness for that dog. She is pulling too much. So it just took me a few months, but I managed to do it. Poppy, you gonna go down? Right, so makes. I have 3 makes to show you from December. I am wearing the first. I've also got it on with my new long sleeve cardigan because it's so cold, and it goes perfectly, so I'm very happy about that. So I will step back and I will show you this, and I'll take the cardigan off when I'm ready. Okie dokes, let's just zoom out. Right. Ooh, funny angle, but I think you guys can see the full thing. So here it is. It's the 1940s Rut Dress. Ooh, static. What's happened there? So lovely fabric, perfect for this because it's crepe, it's the right weight. I love the fact that there's black in there and then all these lovely warm kind of autumnal colours. It looks good with tights. I'm wearing it with my boots, my knee-high boots. I think that goes really well. Let's take a layer off. Oh. So there you go, 3/4 sleeves. Fit of this one is much easier than a lot of our other fitted kind of patterns, because although you have got to get this waist right, and you know, you need to have enough room for the bust. It's not super fitted around the bust, and it's quite simple to grade out the skirt or grade it in if you need to, so it's an easier one to fit. But yeah, I love this pattern so much. It's interesting because when I first did it, it was super broad on the shoulders, and very kind of 1940s, quite angular, which is lovely, but it just looks a bit too vintage for today. And so this is a kind of vintage style pattern that I love because it's still vintage, you know, a nod to vintage. It's still kind of very much a vintage style, but it's kind of with the fitting and style lines that are more suited to nowadays. So yeah, very happy with this. So yeah, I think I'm going to wear this a lot. I've got a thermal vest underneath, tucked under my tights, and what I need to find is a thermal slip. Does that exist? I'm not sure if it does. So I have been thinking I might just make a jersey slip that's like tight and warm. So with a nice cotton jersey, probably that would be warmer than a viscose jersey, and make it quite tight, and then yeah, that could be an extra layer to go underneath dresses like this. And because it's cotton, I don't think it would stick to the garments in the same way. Maybe I'd be better off doing viscose for that reason, but I don't think, yeah, it's all about the warmth. But if anyone knows of a UK company that's already doing them and that can save me time making one, let me know. If not, I will have a go at making one and I'll report back. Right, so first make, I started with my favourite make. The other makes I like, but they're skirts, and so they're sort of simpler patterns and items, and I think this, I'm always going to be a dress girl, so the whole outfit thing all in one go, it's always going to win. So yeah, first off, very happy with this make. On to one of my next skirts. Okay, so next up is the Ava Skirt. Here we go. I wonder if I can get, let me zoom out a little bit more. so you get a bit more context. Just put it on with a chunky knit jumper. I think it goes quite nicely with these tights and boots actually, and a black jumper, but I had thought I'd probably wear grey tights and maybe a white creamy kind of jumper with this, but I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? It works. So really happy with the length. I think it's a nice kind of short skirt length, but without being too short. And this fabric is just perfect for it. And actually, hang on there, because I've just got some more fabric that's very similar in. This one, I'm now like, oh, what could I do out of this one? This is also this needle cord, and I don't know if it's got a stretch in it. I don't really think it has, no. This one doesn't. We always think this has got maybe actually no, a little bit more stretch. This is slightly finer, this needle cord, and it's not. I'm like, oh, pencil skirt, pencil skirt. Anyway, back to this one. So yeah, it's an Ava skirt. I don't really know what else I can say about it, but very pleased with it. It's a nice little staple to have in my wardrobe. It's warm, and it's so nice to have such a gorgeous fabric like this. I also think this would look really cool. I might embrace the brown and get some brown tights, and I've got a little Zara polar neck that's would go with this as well. It's kind of browny, so yeah. Make number 2. Now on to the next one. The next one is a skirt, but it wasn't meant to be a skirt. So let me put it on and I will explain why I chose to make a skirt. Okay, next up is my cable knit skirt. Now, to show you, we actually just talk through the actual skirt. So it's basically just 2 pieces, self-drafted. It's got overlocked and then hand stitched hem with a little bit of give in it so that it allows for stretching. And then I've created a waistband with, I think this is terry fabric, but Roman Ponte would be fine, and I've eased it onto there to make that slightly tighter at the top. It's wearing with a nice chunky jumper. It's lovely and warm, this, really nice and perfect for a mini skirt. Oh, okay. So the plan was to make a molly top out of this, but when you want to come up, Poppy? But when I started cutting it out, I realised how thick that fabric was, and the molly top has a neckband that's self-facing, well, not self-facing, but it's made out of made out of its own fabric, the main fabric, and that gets quite bulky at the seams. Also, when I cut into this fabric, it does splay because of it's knitted and the cable. It really kind of stretches out, so you need to ease it back in. Now, doing that on top of doing a neckband, just too difficult, and I knew it just wasn't going to work. It was going to be too bulky up here at the neckband. The other option was to use a contrasting fabric for the neckband, but I just didn't think that would work well, so I decided that it's better off making this skirt out of it. I also did think it could make some sort of simple cardi perhaps out of it, you know, like with kimono, sort of very basic seams, kimono seams, but I also just then thought, well, I don't think I'd cut off enough and we'd actually sold out straight away. But yeah, I think if it was something with a bigger neckband, then it would have worked. I'm thinking maybe the Astoria, but that's quite a narrow neckband, isn't it, by seam work? Not sure, but anyway. I thought like what I actually needed was a couple of skirts, so that made more sense because that's what I'd like in my wardrobe. And I really like how it goes with my tights and my boots, and it's really nice and warm, so I think it was a good kind of redirection of what I should make. But if you did buy some of that fabric, just beware that it is very thick, and yeah, if you're doing anything like a neckband, you might struggle to get a nice finish with it, and you might be better off just doing something quite simple like I've done. Poppy, you gonna get down? Why don't you go up there, Pops? Up on the table. Little table dog. So there are my makes for December. I'm very excited about this month's makes because I'm branching out. Branching out. I'm gonna do a few bigger things this month. In my roundup video I talked about how I really wanted some of our older patterns like a Joan and a Betty, so I'm working those into it. But I'm gonna put up that video this week as well because I'm behind because I didn't do one last week, so tune in for that later on in the week, or maybe they'll be both coming out on the same day. I don't know. I'm gonna try and edit this one and get it up today. And then the other one I'll put on Friday as it should have been, so the fabric will be on Friday. So back here at the shop for Wednesday. It's Wednesday today, team meeting day. Yeah, it's our second team meeting, so it's not the first one, but still lots to talk about this year because lots of things are sort of happening in January. PDF Club is launching again, so we're talking about that, and other bits and bobs. Our first pattern that's will be coming out after we've launched. So yeah, it should be a good busy day. And then at the end of the day I have a 12 fitting with Julie for a new pattern that will be coming out in issue 6 of my magazine. Anyway guys, have lovely weeks. Or have a lovely couple of days, and I'll see you in another couple of days. So yeah, see you soon. Bye!